Ugh.
All
No,
right, hello again.
I got one of those astronaut pins. Yeah, they run upside down.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to the stream. I am Razim, and we are doing Project Zomboid. I currently have Ashlegin and Rygon Plays hanging
Hi.
out here on voice.
Hello.
Ash is not streaming, but Rygon is.
I am. Oh, yeah, I am.
And as always, everyone, do make sure you check out the description down below, where you can find links to our link tree, which has links to our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, so on and so forth. Now let's go ahead and finish getting the next Stream Raiders battle going. And as usual, with a new game to the channel, I am starting it up on stream. I have played this game a tiny bit in the past, and so there is a little bit of experience there, but not a huge amount. Plus, it was a very long time ago, and I did play it for like an... Yeah, it's been very much updated. I did play it somewhat recently with a friend, and they had me install mods, and so yeah.
Okay.
They're splitting their mod, Neon.
Oh?
So Pawn Morpher's getting split. Interesting.
What do they mean by that?
Most likely different modules of the mod. Because, you know, you might get... You could get... I would presume that they would have different parts that add in various things. Okay, there is music in this. Why is there signal from microphone? I don't want microphone. Enable, no, turn off VoIP.
Transferring everything over, so I will be absent for a moment.
Okay.
Okay.
Does the builder playstyle actually have zombies still, or... Because, like, I still want zombies. Oh, apparently the mods are not enabled by default. Okay. Probably a good idea not to have all these, then. But I'm sure there are a few that I would actually want to have. Most of these mods came from Wasteland Canid, Vox.
Right.
We'll enable all of them. Why not? Wait, true music? We're gonna turn off that.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of music that'll include, so yeah, we're not gonna include that.
I'm back. What I miss?
Not a whole lot.
Okay.
Lore cache, huh? Sure. Oh. Without crotch voids. No, we're not going to enable those.
Wait, what?
Of course Vox would have those.
What? Oh.
Let's just say, not safe for Twitch.
Yep.
Yeah. Here we go. We'll go ahead and bring up Cooking Simulator. Cooking.
Okay. Oh, plushies. Yes, I'm okay with more plushies. I don't know what the plushies are, but I will absolutely add more plushies. Dirk. Dirk. Holy crap, there are so many of these. Why is there no enable all thing?
Alrighty. I miss you being the bestest, Neon. Being the bestest at what?
Okay, I don't know what all those are, so I'm just gonna leave those off.
Something that is good, I'm sure that they are.
Okay, yeah. You can go hop out.
Sure
Why?
thing. Why?
See ya.
Bye.
Being the bestest in general? Ooh, spoopy, yes. We have some Halloween decorations in here. It is very spooktacular. Where's my tablet? There it is. Ah, my crowning achievements. Now, where is a ladle?
Ladle,
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 ladle.
ladle. I made it out of clay.
There we go. I'll hang it up for when I need it. There we go. It cost me 75 bucks.
Oh, it's reloading the Lua. Okay. Hey there, Eric. I haven't really played this game much myself. This is kind of a fresh, sort of a fresh thing. Hold up. Your ladle's made out of dynamite?
I just hear a boop. Boop. Who is that?
Miss
Who is that?
Mystery.
Who's the mystery? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
But I like my piece.
Can I have peas?
Peas and carrots.
Route. Black pepper.
I couldn't sleep, so I decided to come bug you two.
Yeah, well,
Ah.
please and thank you.
Sure, we'll go with this one. We'll just go with random.
I'm going to play some Don't Starve Together alone while I'm talking to you two.
Oh, please do. It's always wonderful to have you.
Yeah.
Who are you?
I don't know. Who am I?
I don't know. You haven't told me.
I have forgot, but it's funny that you don't know who I am either.
No, but you sound familiar.
I know who you are. You're that Rygone fella.
That is true. I am a Rygone fella.
And that other
90s.
fella is Razim.
Oh, hey, Lyndon.
I
I knew you sounded familiar.
was just gonna keep going until you looked and saw who I was.
No, I didn't look. I finally just, you had enough of an accent. It reminded me of your character.
The fact that I can remind someone of a character without trying is great. Why won't the game launch? I clicked the icon.
Do 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 do
Oh,
do
it was updating.
do 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 do.
Now to see if the game will actually let me play the game because I have so many mods that the game doesn't always like to run.
What game are you doing?
Which game is this?
Don't Starve Together. So I'm playing it alone.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I never have anybody to play this game with because most of the people I know that have it don't play it anymore.
It's an alright game.
It's to me it's more fun when you have the playable pets mods active because then you get to go around as the mobs and they're either ridiculously strong or ridiculously weak or they have really weird mechanics. Like the ones that can go underground or can fly.
Ooh.
Gift. I forgot that they give you gifts every time you pantomimed snazzy pitchfork.
I figured out how big one of these stupid lemons are. Now I know. Time to grab this hot plate or hot baking sheet or whatever with my bare hands.
But you got fish hands, do you not?
Say again?
I said you got
We'll
the
just
fish
go with the
hands,
default
do you
on
not?
this.
The fish hands? I do not have the fish hands. I have Espeon hands.
Oh, for me, your stream has frozen on me, and I know it's
Uh-oh.
on my end because it happened to Zim's too. I'm just waiting for them to unfreeze.
1, 2, and 3. Well, now that I actually know how big of a gram stuff is, now I can finally play the dang game. Order up. Bye, fishy. Ah, and it was perfect. And they returned my plate. Ah, it's so good. Oh, we get the salmon steak now. Oh, I always fuck up on the potatoes. Plop. Salt, pepper.
Where's the injured one? I know that one was... Oh, that's not enough.
Add to the
Okay, I'll
pan
go with
sunflower
the-
oil 10 mil. Yeah.
I'll go with that. Oh, I'm just looking through what I'm wanting to do.
Okay. Go.
I've personally never been like, for me, the Don't Starve Together or Don't Starve itself. I haven't tried Don't Starve Together, but Don't Starve itself was not. It was strangely not my cup of tea.
Understandable. It's not everybody's cup of tea. It's very particular type of game and a very particular style of play. Don't Starve Together is a little more fun than Don't Starve by itself because you have other people you're playing with, and it makes it a little less frustrating in some ways and a little more interactive in others. Also, it makes building a base a lot easier because then you have more people getting resources.
Potato,
I will
300
also
G.
say I don't like hardcore type games, like, at all.
Yeah, that's why I usually put all the settings from the servers I have to easier versions. So like
Well,
I add
I'm meaning
more
the,
resources.
I'm referring to the types of games where, the games where you die and that's just game over. You lose all
Oh.
of your progress.
In Don't Starve Together, you can be brought back to life.
But I'm assuming if everybody dies, then that's game over.
There are stones in the game that let you come back to life, so if you've found those, then you can just use one of them. I don't remember if they're one and done or not, but I'm trying to remember, but I think they reset after a while.
I have
have to
just
look that
had so many. I have had too many instances of bullshit deaths from games. I don't trust the games anymore to just, you know. It's one thing if I die because of something that I did wrong. It's another thing if it's some kind of bug or something that just causes me to just dead. And then everything's deleted, and I don't like that.
Yeah. So, oh, another good thing about the Playable Pets mod is that you can just press a button to change what you are playing as, and that basically makes it so that you don't die if you die. So it's just a cheesy way of keeping yourself from fully dying.
Oh my god. So back to the
Mm-hmm.
Growlithe TF group art thing that we were talking
Don't
about
mess with this
earlier.
thing. What's up?
I asked Mary how much she would like per person. I don't know if it was a typo, but with her, it could be legit where she just wants $2 per person.
Wow.
Who's to say?
That is nowhere near enough. Absolutely freaking not. We are not doing that. Sorry, guys, but you're not getting art that cheap. Not with how great a Mary is. I'm hoping she just did a typo.
Yeah.
Well, even if she left out a zero, $20 is still not enough for her work. Yeah, I know you have, Neon, and I appreciate that because She definitely undervalues herself. Like, I realize the US dollar goes a lot further in her country than it does here, but still, she deserves
The boiled
better.
potatoes are undercooked. Boiled potato, too much salt. Boiled potato, not enough salt. Cheese. Fucking. Oh. I hate that dish.
Why will this game not freaking launch? My server.
That's fair,
Is it 'cause it's
Slitherite,
small?
except when the person is dealing with somebody that takes advantage of that.
There's always somebody who's willing to take advantage.
Oh, she thought I was meaning like a progress TF thing. Apparently, she was saying she would do up to two picks per person. We're just gonna keep it to one.
Finally, the game launched. The freaking server. It only took it like a day and an age.
Right? Salt 20.
I gotta sit through the long loading screen.
Black pepper. 20. Uh, 600 grams of beetroot.
We'll just go with that.
So this is 240.
Sure, we'll go with Norman.
480.
I don't care that much about that stuff.
480.
She isn't sure how much to ask for pricing.
Carrot 70.
I mean, she can do that, Neon. But... Or not in an hour, but it's still... These are the end times. She hasn't actually given me a price. She wants to do the first piece, and then figure out pricing. There was no hope of survival.
Parsley root.
This
The
is
heck
how
of
you died. Yay! Rygon, I get to die!
What's up? Oh, finally! The poison's finally taken effect.
The sweet embrace of death!
Sweet. Roja.
Well, for 120.
Okay, so my game is crashed,
Oh no!
and it's trying to debug. Man, I love Don't Starve Together, but for some reason it likes to crash on me a lot.
We need a deep plate.
I have no idea where I am, but it is very foggy.
London.
Okay, how do I loot a zombie? Anybody know?
That's a good question.
Oh, this is how. Okay. Where is a loot all? Oh, there it is.
It won't let me end the task.
Strip the zombie. What about this helmet? Can I get this helmet? Ah, here it is. Loot all. Oh, I am bleeding. Do I have any bandages or anything? Oh crap, I am going to die already.
Yes, the borscht was perfect.
Sure, I'll wear boxers.
Well, I can just reheat the tomato soup.
Okay, we got our bandage on. This appears to be some kind of big mansion. Open door. That door is locked. Uh... We should also probably put on this, you know, armor stuff. Probably useful.
Oh, hell yeah. Reheating my tomato soup was nice.
Oh no, jeans would be better. What do I have for shoes? Just basic shoes? Okay.
Apparently the food critic really liked my stuff. I got a gold trophy.
Isn't there a way to pick a lock?
$34 for tomato soup. Dang, that's some fancy smancy restaurant. I know, and it's freaking tomato soup from yesterday that I left out. He said my technique was perfect though, so I mean, obviously that's the way to do it.
Could have sworn I had an option for picking locks. Because I specifically went with the burglar background.
Mm-hmm. Bottles never break, plates never break. Food critics exams.
Uh... Maybe I just don't have the tool I need. Yeah, Alex, I'm trying to learn how to play this again. I thought I could pick locks as with the burglar occupation thing, but apparently not. Yeah, I spawned right outside a mansion.
Ooh, we get to choose a new recipe. Yay! All right, what do y'all want? You're really good at reheating stuff? Oh, thank you, Emerald. Oh, shucks. Oh. I aged the tomato soup. So do we want steak with french fries, a grilled tuna steak, or a grilled T-bone steak and baked red potatoes? So it seems we're not getting out of this with a steak. We have steak, steak, steak.
And apparently the inside of this mansion is empty.
Well, good job, Mr. Burglar. You didn't even case the joint, did ya?
Unwavering purpose.
Well, why would there be grass inside of a mansion?
All right, we got one for fries. Steak with french fries. Anybody else? Going once. Going twice.
Hello there, Aiden.
So-
Thank you very much for that follow. You know what?
You'll find the shop of the
I think we're just gonna go without any mods and probably redo the tutorial.
Serve a dish with a perfect temperature score. I mean, all right.
But let's go run Stream Raider since that is ready.
Salt this bitch right up. Salt, 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 salt.
Wait, what did Wostein say about this? Oh. Thanks for letting me know, Scratched. Actually, I don't think I can place another captain unit. At least I don't see an option to add another.
It's a small ass pot.
Jeez, we keep losing Stream Raiders tonight. Can I place another captain unit? Because it's not giving me an option. And well, if it's not giving me an option, I can't really go place one. Oh, well, I mean, the game didn't crash, but yeah, it did run into issues. And I think it'd be better if I had a non-modded experience first. It was one thing when I had them around to walk me through everything, but... Okay, it looks like these are back to being disabled. So let's just go with Builder, an easy one. And we will go with... We're still going to go with the slower one. Oh, is that not a thing now? Oh, it is not. Ugh. Oh. The burglar can hotwire vehicles and has less chance of breaking the lock of a window. Okay, I don't want that.
Oh, okay. What am I playing? Hey, Zebra Pig! Yeah, we got ourselves a new model here, too. We got the Espion model. How are you doing this fine evening? We're playing some cooking simulator, and I'm playing it terribly. As you can tell by my spread here, I've got some day-old goulash, or whatever the Ukrainian borscht is. 2-day-old tomato soup. People love it. Boiling up some potatoes. Gonna reach into it with my hands. I'm just waiting for it to finish cooking. And I'm doing very well. Just letting the day pass by. Been trying out a lot of VR games tonight. Okay, that should be just about done. Ooh, that sounds mighty. I know, and I'm actually using this game as a way to help teach me how to actually cook. Oops. Just
There we go.
wipe that little bit of dirt off.
Let's try this out now. Also,
we go.
did Scratch Tree answer my question, or did I miss it, or...
Honey mustard? Too much salt, too much sunflower oil.
Honey mustard is good. Oh, well, I was asking you, Scratched, how do I, Oh, what's on the TV?
Yeah, the salmon was overcooked and so were the boiled potatoes. with too much salt and too much sunflower oil. I kind of figured. I'm gonna cook
was
borscht. I
asking-
already have.
Scratch, I was asking how I can place a new captain unit because it's not giving me an option to do so. Oh. Ah, there it goes. Oh, there you guys go. And apparently my cooking skill is going up in Zomboid. I guess I just learned how to make chicken and noodle soup.
Order up. Say they love it. Oh, their mixture was too cold. Oh, wah, wah. They shouldn't come here to my restaurant. Oh, looks like somebody else wants it. Guess I'll just keep it cooking. Do 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 do. Reheating my borscht. Da 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 da. Come on, you got to give me a little bit more. Damn, I can't get the rest of it. Whoops. Who stopped that?
Alright, look at all this.
Well, there went the borscht. Oh well. Oh hey, thank you for the follow, 444 Bay. Thunk, thunk. Thunk. All right, let's figure out how to make actual borscht. We need chicken broth.
Why
1,000?
does it take so long to put food into a fridge?
That's a great question.
We'll put a saucepan in there, why not?
Whoops! That might be a little bit too much.
Oh,
I'm sure it'll be
apparently
fine.
I'm in some kind of military freaking housing or something.
Where's my salt? Oh, there it is.
Uh-oh.
Black pepper. Come here, black pepper. Black pepper.
Black pepper, you're the one. You make everything lots of fun.
Come on, close. Black pepper, you are
Hey there, Larzon. I'm doing alright, and yourself?
You make bad time oh so fun.
This hammer
Nin!
shall not fall.
Rubber duck.
Wolf rated my stream with 11 viewers.
Ba-doop,
Well,
boop,
hi
boop,
there.
ba-doo.
Welcome on in, everybody. I am Raw Zim. We're doing trying out Project Zomboid here. Nin, how was your stream? As you just bombard me with Kaji sticks.
Oh, and an onion.
Welcome on in, everybody, though. How was your stream, Nin? And would you like a regular shout out, or would you like a random clip from your channel brought up? Ooh, OBS crashed on you. Oof, those are never
Oh no.
fun.
Did you happen to stream today, Zebra, by the way? I need another deep plate.
All right, let's get that random clip brought up. So do I have any mods here to do so for me? I don't think so. So I'll go ahead and do it.
Oh, they all went to bed. You did for like 7 hours. What'd you stream, Zebra? I'd love to know. Tell me. Oh, I better turn this oven off.
Oh, we were doing Vampire Survivors earlier.
Yeah, let's go. Also, speed tip, you can blast red doors for super missiles. It's that way faster.
Yeah, but I don't. You know what? I guess I have the same amount of super missiles as normal missiles right now. I'm like,
Yeah.
but I don't want to waste my supers. Oh, wait, I
Wait,
have
get-
10
get-
of them.
get-
God dang it,
get
Tangle.
behind.
Why don't you attack you?
Welcome
Let me
on in,
attack
everyone,
you.
though. I am Raw Zim. We do variety gaming here, all sorts of things, such as right now we're doing Project Zomboid. I am very much struggling to understand it, but trying to make my get through it, you know. Well, then do so, Nin. What's stopping you? But yeah, welcome on in. Thank you so much for sharing your community with me, Nin. Stream Pirates is not out. I got into their closed beta. But yeah, I'm Raw Zim. We do variety gaming, all sorts of things. Right now we're doing Project Zomboid. Earlier tonight we did Vampire Survivors. We also have a lot of tabletop games throughout the week. All manner of games such as D&D, Pathfinder, World of Darkness, both Werewolf and Mage, as well as Exalted. And we have a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon tabletop campaign, which is actually run by Rygon Plays, who is here on voice with me as well.
Hello.
Licorice Demon Eyes raided my stream with 2 viewers.
And another raid! Hello there, Licorice Demon! Jolene here on voice with me is one of the players, and then Rygon is the storyteller for the Pokemon game. And Sark is back, who plays in one of our World of Darkness games. Or no, Exalted. Derp.
Couldn't fall asleep.
You got chewed up by the zombies, Zebra? What the heck? What'd you let them do
fellas-
that for?
You fell asleep, Sark?
I couldn't. I tried.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
It's like,
You tried so hard, you got so far. In the end, it didn't even
But
matter.
Licorice Demon, would you like a regular shout out, or would you like a random clip from your channel brought up? All right, Chris,
tell
could
me
you
you have
get that?
Spider-Man.
Thank you. Ooh, Gunfire Reborn, nice. But yeah, Nin and the Licorice Demon, thank you so much for sharing your communities with me. Do go check out both of those, everyone. And for those that are just coming in, welcome in. I hope to see you again in the future and have you chat with me and hang out while we do all sorts of random games. Right now,
Random.
I'm kind of feeling like I might just call it a scrap on Zomboid and just go over to PowerWash Simulator for the rest of the night.
Powerwash is always good.
Yeah, can't go
I do-
wrong with it.
Yeah, I think I might go ahead and do that. Power wash is very fun. Very fun.
Yeah.
Very relaxing. And Zomboid, I am just it's got so much to it that I am struggling to wrap my head around everything. And I think I want to try checking it out a different way.
I forgot I had Mortal Kombat 11.
In fact, I am gonna switch over and do Power Wash Simulator instead. So one moment while I swap borders and swap games. I'm not gonna bother ending the recording because I didn't spend enough time in Zomboid to bother with that. There, new border. And we'll get some music going and just have ourselves a nice time chatting with everybody.
Yeah, chatting is always good too.
Yes.
Hopefully this saves. I don't know. I don't even know how to save Project Zomboid, so...
Oh yeah, that salmon is definitely going to be overcooked. But that's all right. Better overcooked than undercooked, if I always say, because people don't die being, eating burnt food, but they do die of poisoning.
Yeah. I've taken a look inwards to see why I make so many characters, half of which I very rarely, if ever, use.
All right, Nin. Thank you so much for coming by and for sharing your community with me. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a fantastic day.
You did die like 6 or 7 times, Zebra? Uh-oh.
As you know from previous correspondence, my helter-skelter is filthy dirty after rolling down the entire length of Willow Creek. We don't need to revisit specifics. All we need concern ourselves with is that we cannot live in a world where a helter-skelter is being economically outperformed by a carousel. Many thanks, Kevin. Ow! Why, Lyndon?
Because I haven't done it yet. I had to get it out of my system.
Doesn't mean you need to!
If I didn't do it now, I would just have to do it later.
No! You don't ever
That's
have to
true.
do it.
Oh, I remember what I was saying. Oh, somebody else has done it now. Ah, haha. I didn't
Lars,
recognize the name.
I would be open to that. I think I'm going to go through my moderator list. Chris has been really good, but I think I'm going to start by going through my moderator list and cleaning out people that I haven't seen in forever. Ow.
Boiled potatoes had too much salt. Meh, 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 meh.
Meh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Meh.
I should probably clean.
Meow. Meow, meow.
Meh, meh, meh.
And the game froze.
Oh.
Ooh, that's
God
no
damn
good.
it.
Never happened to me. Uh-oh. Hopefully it's just a one-time thing.
Or not the game, my stream thing.
Oh, okay. Oh, I get you. Wink, wink.
One moment, everyone. My audio is going to break and stuff, so I'll be right back.
I remember what I was starting to say a bit ago.
What's up?
I was saying took a look inside, deep inside many characters, and it is because I feel a need to be somebody that I am not at least half of my days, because I am bored with my life.
Oh,
Okay, I think we got
Okay.
this fixed pretty quickly today. Oh, my tracking
Well,
seems
I
to have
hope
broken.
you feel better.
Yeah, I just need to stop thinking about what could be different in my life, and being and think of all the things that are fun about my life, and then I would not be so bored, and I would not feel the need to make 3,000 characters that I don't use.
Well, maybe that's just a part of how you do it, you know?
Maybe.
Duke.
So long as you don't feel like you have to, like a need that you have to do something with those characters, you know, making characters isn't the worst thing.
Yeah, it's at least something somewhat productive to do.
Ooh, we get a new recipe.
Oh,
Pumpkin soup, salmon, or chicken pumpkin stew.
How did that little thing fit in there? So easy. Oh, it's actually not as.
Well, thank you
small
for the
spot.
toast and trick or treat, Zebra.
Are you
All right,
referring
Zebra,
to
which
the
of these
Marten?
dishes?
Yeah, how does it fit its head in there and where it's poking out? It looks like it's not as big enough for the head, but then I look and it's not quite as thin a spot that it's sticking its head through as I guess I originally thought. It just looked like it was squeezing its head.
Squeezing.
Oh god, that's loud. Oof.
What do you think, Zebra? Pumpkin soup, salmon with asparagus, or simple chicken pumpkin stew?
Duke.
That is not an option.
Duke is absolutely an option. Duke is always an
No.
option.
No.
Yes.
Oh no, I got Zebra left. All right, what it? Zebra? Oh, you're saying the salmon? All right, salmon with asparagus it is. Thank you.
But yeah, Martens are noodles. They can squeeze into a lot of stuff. Brow is also an option.
Why is my borscht still like steaming?
Isn't borscht just sausage?
No, not this one anyway.
No?
Mm-mm. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly for one, but no, there's no sausage in this. It's just vegetables.
How is it spelled?
Borscht.
Is it like a soup?
Baked trout. Yes.
Oh, borscht is made with beets, is it not?
Yes, it is.
That's why I hate it so much.
Oh,
Beets are terrible.
Yes, they are.
Like
They are the
burnt
devil's
dill.
food.
There we go. I need the black pepper. Where is it? And dill.
I should do something with some of the characters I actually have art of.
Oh, like what?
Well, I really don't need to join any more tabletop games, but I've got a character that I recently got art of who's supposed to technically be a Digimon, but could be just like an undead arachne. So I would like to
Lots
eventually
of
use
phlegm.
him. Yeah, I would say I would eventually like to use him in some tabletop game.
Oh, in
Whether it be-
borscht.
So
Carry
phlegm
on.
and borscht. I'd like to use him in some tabletop game. And then I have a character that's a mouse person that I could, well, a jerboa, not a mouse. There's a difference. But I could use him. I could use him in like Pathfinder as one of the. Can't think of what they're called, but Pathfinder 2e. I could use him in Pathfinder if I got into a second edition game other than the one I'm currently in, or I could use him as a backup character. So it's like, but I don't know if I want to play him as a psychic, which is what he's technically supposed to be, because I think there's a psychic class in Pathfinder second edition, but I don't know how it works. If it's just like using magic and calling it psychic, or if it's its own like mechanics, or if I want to make him a barbarian, because technically, as an original character, he's supposed to be a psychic barbarian. So it's like I have many things I could use, and I have many ideas for them all, the ones that I have art of, but it's like it's just I need to not join any more games until some of the ones I'm in have ended.
Hey, Lyndon, how would you like to join a game on Mondays?
I have a game on Monday at let's see, it starts at
Okay, well, what about Sunday?
I have a game from 7 EST till 10 EST on Sundays.
Great, quit that one and come join ours.
I have been in that one for over a year. I am not going to just quit it.
Fair enough.
Oh, okay, just go get your character killed then.
But I'm obligated to stay in that one because one of my best friends is in that game.
Nah.
Also, I'm the reason she even got into that game because I convinced her to join it with me. Because she was like, I want to join, I want to play more D&D, and I'm like, hey, why don't I find us a game that we can play together? Because, like, she's pretty much blind. She can only see a little bit out of one eye, so she doesn't really get to. She doesn't get to do D&D much outside of the game that we had been in together, and this one, because she can't really like go out and do it because it's hard for her to like go out places without her
did
dog.
Epic Sax guy go off?
Yes, Epic Sax guy went off earlier.
Okay, good. I just didn't hear it.
Yeah,
Everything's kind of hard to hear in the headset.
Understandable.
Especially with that damn cauldron.
I'm probably set on games for a while anyways. Realistically, I've got a lot going every week. And I definitely don't mind having so many going, but I should also have other content going on the channel.
Yeah, at some point you just have to go like, that's enough.
I know
Gotta do something else.
I know I'll be doing getting Sark's game going at some point, but that'll be it. And even then, I'm taking a little bit of a break before I start it up.
That's also understandable.
Or not really a break, but a just, we're not starting it yet. We will, but we're going to take a little bit of time. Let me get the Pokemon game going in full swing, and then we'll consider maybe we will add Sarks, but just that's when I'll start considering when to add it. Oh, Lyndon, did you... I'm not sure if you've been around, but I am planning to start work on a new version of Pokeroll, or our own version of a Pokemon tabletop game.
Yeah, I've heard you mention it. I've not been here, like, completely paying attention when you've talked about it, but I know I've heard you mention it outside of just saying that, oh, I'm going to work on it while we're actually in Pokeroll. You've mentioned it a couple times there.
We're until I'm satisfied that the baseline stuff is set, we're not going to be putting that into Pokeroll. However, we will eventually be switching the Pokeroll over to our own Pokemon system. And we'll be play testing things. And part of why I'm gonna have a wiki set up is so if we, something a mechanic sounds good in theory, and then in practice it's like, oh god, this was a terrible idea. I can just go to the wiki and be like, and update it.
Transfer on the plate, serve hot.
I don't even know if Rygon is listening to us right now.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, okay.
How's that tomato soup still good? Well, because it's my tomato soup, obviously. Take a potato, season with salt, cut the potato into pieces.
The first thing I'm going to be doing is switching it to a D10 system. Because I like the dots, but I don't like the D6s. They are...
That is not done.
They're not as fun as a D20 or a D10 system would be. And in my opinion, the most fun I've had is actually with D10s, where you can roll 3 dice and wind up with 7 or even more successes on your roll. And that feels like, that is a very fun feeling. There are many stats that are missing. What do you mean by that, Darzi? In Pokeroll, or... Well, what stats are you thinking are missing? And also, are you going to be coming by tomorrow? I was planning to work on the get this started on working on our system around 6 p.m. Central. Okay, cool. And yeah, I don't like how only trainers have knowledge skills. I don't like that, and I'm personally not a fan of how, like, I appreciate that they use the contest attributes as for social interactions. However, I'm not really married to that idea necessarily. I'm kind of like, it's a neat way to implement it, but it also doesn't feel the greatest.
To me, it makes sense. Just because in social things, you're usually contesting somebody else's social workings in a way. But it's also not a perfect thing.
Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's not terrible either. So we'll probably just work with what is there for that and figure it out from there instead of just completely redoing that and scrapping it all. Because I feel like the contest skills are decent. I don't think I would have them linked to the primary attributes, though.
Yeah.
That
is a bit.
That I definitely did not appreciate. Is that, you know, oh, you increased your strength, and now that skill's gone up. But no, that doesn't.
I just cut through my hand. Shush! The health inspector doesn't have to know.
That definitely did not appeal to me personally. I feel like if you want to build a social-based character, you should build a social-based character instead of, oh, I've increased my strength and or my special score or whatnot, and now this has gone up.
Yeah, but then you run into the issue of somebody might be so poorly optimized for like certain things that they can't do it at all because they just focus too much on the social aspect. Because if you say you start like with me at 1 strength, one tough, and then you're wanting to go a little bit into tough, then you're not getting anything to counterbalance your lack of strength by just going into tough alone.
Well,
Because
as far
I was just gonna say, I wouldn't want to really invest in any of the social skills by themselves.
I'm
just because
kind-
I would. Yeah.
I'm kind of leaning towards the idea. It does mean more to keep track of. However, Exalted Essence introduced a new mechanic where you get multiple different milestones, which are what they call their experience points. And each variety of milestone can be used for leveling up certain things. So, like, you might get social experience instead that can be spent on social skills and attributes instead of just, So, you know, you succeed in a social encounter. We'll probably have general experience as well that you just get in general. Like, you complete a mission for the mystery dungeon, so that general experience can be spent wherever. But I'm kind of liking the idea of having, okay, your group succeeded well in talking their way out of combat, they get social experience.
Yeah, that
And then
makes
you'll
sense.
have, yeah, multiple experience pulls, exactly. Because that's personally also something that I feel a lot of games should have is, if you're working on this skill, you should earn experience for it. Why would you being able to successfully talk your way out of combat be able to level up your combat?
Doesn't that look good? There's some chunky fries? Well, I'd like to see you do better then.
Oh, I was gonna
Making
ask,
fun of my chunky blood fries.
Did what?
I was gonna say, did either of you see the art that I shared in your art share section of my Digimon character?
No.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. I commissioned a artist that a friend that I interviewed on the podcast had got art from, because I really liked their various styles, because they do semi-realistic or anime style. and they streamed the process for drawing it up to the point where they were ready to color it, and they even did a little bit of the coloring on stream. And they were literally asking me in the stream as they were going, oh, do you like this or this, that or that? Do you like this pose better, or do you want the pose that we ended up going with? And it was such a fun experience working with them because they actually made it interactive. I'm so happy with how it turned out. And now I just want to use the character everywhere.
Yeah, I understand that. And also, Rygon, what do you think about the multiple experience pools idea?
I think it sounds fine, if only because it gives a reason for players to, you know, be a party.
Yeah, it gives us a reason to be a party, and it also gives us a reason to, you know, level up more than just the combat side of things.
Yeah.
I know the first thing I will be changing is we are not having base stats. I'm still
Okay.
up in the air on whether or not we'll have racial stats, but instead it's going to, for me, I'm really not happy with the fact that because I wanted to play a Rockruff or Jolene as a Milkree, we are outright worse choices than the other players.
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
It is a terrible design decision.
It means more mathing, more tracking your numbers in games that tend to already be heavy and chasing the numbers. Zebra Pig makes a good point. More
in
numbers
Exalt-
does mean more work.
I will agree there. However, with Exalted, the way they did it, it really doesn't feel that bad.
Give me a second, everyone. I just gotta.
But
That's what your worry is.
What's your worry? The math?
No, ours a day you. That the game will become heavy with numbers.
It's still going to be dot based, and it's just going to be a. I mean, obviously, we're going to be implementing things. We're going to be testing things, and there are going to be things that it's like, this sounds good in theory, but in practice, this was a terrible idea, and we will absolutely change it as those things come up.
Yeah. Zebra Pig says, I know when I sit at a table to RPG, I like the systems that have the least tracking on my sheet. These games let me focus on the game rather than the math. So it could be like we could have these kind of systems in place, but we have to make sure that they are simplistic enough, and maybe they are monitored by one player or the DM even. So that way it's not everybody's having to keep track of it.
So what I am thinking is that the DM would give out the experience in basically in groups. Like at the end of a mission is ideally when the DM will give out experience instead of experience per session and such.
Yeah.
Because especially experience per session, players forget to write that down. And then if we only had experience per session, that would be fine, because then you just count up how many sessions you have, and then you know how much experience you've had. But when you start adding in, okay, we got 100 experience from this, we've got 2 experience per session, we've got 50 experience from this. Wait, did we have 40 experience from that? That gets, yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not against trying these multiple experience pools, but I think it's one of those things that it might sound nice on paper, but in practice, it might be a different story. So I think it's just one of those things we're just gonna have to give a shot at.
I can say that in practice, I've been enjoying it. Because this is a system that I'm pulling from Exalted Essence. Exalted Essence they call them milestones instead of experience points, but it's the same thing. You've got personal milestones, you've got major milestones, exalted milestones, and let's see, personal, major, exalted. There was one more milestone you had. I'm trying to remember what it was, but either way, for them, the personal milestones could be used to upgrade or repurchase one of your abilities, because some abilities have upgrades that are available to them that you have to repurchase the ability for. And then, and that's basically it. The major milestones allow you to increase one of your major attributes. Exalted milestones allow you to buy new abilities. It hasn't been bad. It really hasn't.
Okay. For ADG, where's my asparagus? Asparagus. No, seriously, where is it? It's not here.
It's in the trash where it belongs.
You're in the trash.
Asparagus
the
can. Asparagus is a bad plant. Should not exist.
I love asparagus. I always love it on my scrambled eggs. But that could be more because it's a memory with my dad. He used to pick asparagus down by the ditch when he was a ditch rider, and he would cook that up for us.
Yeah. Things that have memories attached are always always better than things that don't. I'm just being autistic and ADHD. I'm extremely hyper picky with the things I eat. So there are a lot of things that just taste slightly weird to me, or have a texture that's just slightly weird, and I cannot and will not eat them, and thus hate them.
That's fair. And Slitherite, no. Changing to a D10 system would not make any difference on whether one dot is so powerful, because if we switching from... It's basically the same, it's just the D10s have more variety on them on what the results can be versus a D6. So it would still be a major boost for even just a single dot increase.
What is that? 210? 210. Perfect.
It is just 5 o'clock for me in the morning.
And obviously, no matter what we do, no system is going to work for everybody. That's why there's so many tabletop systems out there.
I just want to make sure this one works for a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. If it can run a Mystery Dungeon 5, then the rest of it, I don't care.
That is my primary goal. It's why I'm not even bothering with the trainer stuff with this one yet. I will add trainers to it eventually, but I am focused primarily first on the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, and second on the trainers, or later on with the trainers.
I get you. I get you.
So, and as far as I can tell, there is no system out there where their focus is the Mystery Dungeon side. They either have it just added on or omitted entirely.
Mm-hmm.
which means that, we're going to be pioneers in this aspect. As far as number crunching goes, we're not going to have a huge amount, because on the regular, you're only going to be calculating, you're only going to be adding up dots. And most of those dots are going to be... I'm uncertain about having the max B5 still. Just because, Pokemon should have a huge power gap between first level and 100th level.
Uh-huh.
So, and I know in the Pokeroll books, they definitely could get up there on number of dots. So I'm thinking maybe a max of 10 dots per thing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's something I'm still considering. So Slitherite, dot systems, like the main thing I'm using as a skeleton to build this foundation on is actually, the White Wolf systems, or the storyteller systems, whatever the term you want to use for them. Basically World of Darkness, Exalted, etc.
A little bit of a lemon drizzle, 5 mil.
And basically, the way that the dot system works is if you've got 5 dots in a thing, that means you roll 5 dice. And so and with that, the 5 dice, based on what each die comes up with. Oh yeah, it's definitely a lot of dice. I know with Exalted, I have had instances already, and we just started the campaign, but Exalted is also a much higher level, power level system. But with Exalted, I've been rolling 30 or so dice on a single attack and stuff. And
Christmas.
while it is ridiculous to be picking up that many dice, when you're rolling that many dice, it feels good.
Why do you think people play Warhammer?
Yeah, true. Yeah, exactly. A high-level mage using Fireball. It is a very good feeling to be throwing that many dice out on the table. But basically with so right now, Pokeroll has 4 and above is a success with the D6 with the D6s that they use. 4 and up is a success. 3 and below is a failure. 6s are kind of special slightly with the D6 system, in that the D6 is when you roll a 6, it cannot be reduced by 1s. Pokeroll currently has it where if you roll 2 1s, then it subtracts a success.
Hey, Zebra. Oh, thank you for all the kisses. You could heal my poor blistered hands. And thank you. I am an expert pourer. Why, look at this. This knife. Look at that. I know I'm going to go and I'm going to put a bullseye right in that dartboard. I'm going to put it such a good bullseye, I ain't even going to look. Look at this. See, obviously, I made it. I don't even have to look at the score. The clangs you heard? Bullseye clangs.
But anyways, with a D10 system, typically it is 7 and above is a success. So statistically, you're going to be failing more often than you're succeeding, which I'm okay with.
Ooh, look at that.
With that, you also have things like Slitherite. I will say that I've only recently gotten into the D10, one of those D10 systems, and I was lost at first, but I got the hang of it very quickly. But anyways, successes, number of successes is how you determine whether you succeed or fail. With a D10 system, a 1 subtracts a success, and a 10 counts as 2 successes, and you get to roll it again. You could get more successes with that, or you could actually get a 1 and then subtract one of those 2 successes from the 10. Or you could get another 10 and just keep that train rolling until you stop rolling 10s. That's a really good feeling, believe me.
That give me 34 minutes to clean.
But the primary thing that I want to change, first and foremost, is all of this base stat stuff. It does not feel good. I don't ever want to see a player be weaker than everybody else. And especially with this, there is literally no way that I could catch up to the other players. Outside of, doing one-on-one missions with the DM that they don't get experience for. It's not a good feeling. And with the poker roll system, that's how it's set up. And it's okay with the poker roll system for the base stats for, like, the trainer system, but it's bad when you're talking about Mystery Dungeon where everybody is playing as Pokemon.
Alrighty, I think we're gonna save that game because my feet are starting to hurt again. I need to get better shoes when I'm working in the kitchen.
Need those comfort insoles.
Right, exactly. I have like a hard basement floor underneath me. I don't have anything soft.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is.
I remember when I lived with my great-grandparents, I didn't want to do much of any kind of like exercise-based stuff because I lived in the basement and the concrete floor was not very fun to walk around on.
Oh yeah.
Then
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say. Then again, I also didn't like doing much in dirt when it was like raining or something, because rain would get in everywhere.
Oh shit.
Slitherite, the way I would be doing, or the way I'm thinking of doing this system is instead of having, basically everybody would start with 1 dot in every stat, because you kind of have to have at least 1 dot to even roll a score with this system. It would kind of suck if you're like, well, I have 0 dots in perception. Guess I can't see or hear or taste or smell or anything. As far as the... but as far as character creation would go, my idea is we start with 1 dot and everything, and then say we get 5 dots to distribute as we see fit. And that's where your personalization will come in. It's not that everybody has the same stats, it's just you, like, I might choose to go with, I'd probably set a max for those bonus dots that you can spend in any one skill, like probably say 3 dots, I think. But then you can distribute these dots to increase your capability. Yeah, a standard array, a point buy thing, Drill Tooth, exactly. So that's how I'm thinking of running that side of things. So everybody has the same total of dots, but where they're distributed can change from person to person. I might put 3 dots into strength, and Jolene might put 3 dots into special.
Give me all that special. But Dream Pirates is ready.
Ah, thanks for letting me know.
Yep.
And thank you, Chris.
What is your Monday game? can't
I don't have a
remember which
Monday
games are
game.
on- Okay.
I mean, we've
I
done
can't
Poker
remember
Roll. We've done extra episodes of Poker Roll on Mondays several times.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't remember you having a game except for Pokeroll occasionally. But you said Monday, and I'm like, I have a game.
Yeah, I
And then
was
you, like-
trolling you a little.
Yeah. I just put 2 and 2 together, and I was like, wait, I don't remember you having a game on Monday. What am I missing here?
But yeah, we're gonna be having a point buy system, and I definitely am leaning towards overhauling the attributes and such. Because I'm not really sold on the way they did them. They don't feel quite right to me. Like, for example, which I think it was Insight that is basically never used in the system. I know one of the attributes was basically never used.
Oh, sorry, Zebra. I forgot to change the screen. Oops. Give me a second. Of course, nobody told me.
I mean, I'm not
paying too
looking
much
at your screen, so...
Yeah, I was paying too much attention to Stream Pirates.
So, yeah, I definitely want to come up with some baseline rules for, like, making your own your own forms for Pokemon and such. Kind of like Pathfinder has for making a unique weapon. Where you...
So, to interrupt you real quick, Zim.
Go ahead.
The game I'm playing is a Pistol Whip. It's a great little VR shooter game. I highly recommend it. I'll go and I'll play through another one of these so you can see what it's all about, Zebra. All right, go ahead, Zim.
But that's something that's down the road a ways. We'll worry about that after we've got the base mechanics set up. One thing I definitely want to add is more equipment. The stuff that's in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is great for the video games. But that's basically all that was added to the Pokeroll, is just what was in the Mystery Dungeon video games, which is fine for the video games where they're much more structured, but I kind of feel like not having basic necessities like rope is a little bit of a hindrance to a DM for the scenarios they can come up with. And I definitely like your idea. I mean, I know you're pulling it from one of your books, but I like the idea of wands that let you use different moves, basically spell wands. So I think I will probably put that into this, but it'll be listed as an optional rule. Something DMs can allow and integrate, or just be like, no, that's too far from the normal.
I will say, in some of the mystery dungeons, they do have wands that give you a status, basically status effect moves.
Oh yeah.
Like the wand of confusion, or whatever it's called, and etc. So it's not too far from what's actually in there.
These would basically be like actual Pokemon moves. Like, say, your party is struggling with Fire-type Pokemon, so you get a wand of Water Gun or such.
Wand of Bubble Beam, got it. the best water type move.
Ooh, I like that sound. So I heard about my stuff. What about them?
I literally just explained it. The wand idea that you had for basically being
Oh, I see.
you know, moves that just they would operate just like D&D wands, except they would be Pokemon moves that could be acquired or given away or whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. I like the idea of that because it helps to expand things, and they're not permanent additions. They're just something like you can keep in the back pocket. And
Yeah.
Zebra, this is Pistol Whip. It is a VR rail shooter. Very good. Has a long list of various levels. Amazing music. And the difficulty is great. I love coming back to this game every so often because it gives me a good workout, and I don't know. It's just fun. You feel like John Wick.
Yeah, exactly, Slitherite. All of those wands would be limited use items. But all of these are also things that I will make sure to note. This is not standard for Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. So it'll be up to your storyteller to decide yes or no on whether this is going to be a mechanic that is introduced. These are just ideas that we have that we think is fun and adds a good, something good to the game. Something that can definitely be very useful or fun otherwise.
Not Dwarf Fortress kind of fun.
Yeah, not Dwarf Fortress kind of fun. Normal people fun.
I ended up not playing Dwarf Fortress much at all because I just kept not being able to get anything to work how I wanted it to. and I was having too much fun. And again, well, I'm also easily irritated sometimes, so
Angry
probably
Jolene.
was. Yep. Jolene is a lot like me in some ways, but she's a lot more patient than I am. Poor Argus, terrified of the little cream dollop.
We just need Argus to share the spotlight.
Yeah.
The coins are a great idea, but he's just too quick to the punch.
Yeah.
Oh, it is very intense, Zebra. I agree.
Yeah, RZ. Yeah. I need to sit him down and have a chat with him about that.
About who? With what?
Aurum. About
that,
sharing the
yeah.
spotlight.
Well, again, that's why I made sure to say something at the end of the session, though, because it wasn't entirely his fault on a lot of that stuff, too. That's just kind of how things turned out, and just your plain old dumb luck. For example, the door having that 2 strength thing, you know, it just happened to be on his turn that it succeeded.
That I'm not bothered by. It was the, it was just the fact that he was talking a lot and not giving anybody else a chance to get in.
Oh, I see.
And I mean, I'm not the only one here in the group that is feeling this.
Yeah.
If I were, I'd be like, well, I'm gonna bite my tongue and just deal with it. But when I see that it's more than just me, that's when I'm like, okay, I need to sit down and be like, hey, we need to find a solution here.
Yeah. Aurum is adorable, but likes to play their character a lot.
And he's supposedly scared of everything, and yet apparently not scared of everything at the same time.
Yeah. Well, he's pretty good about playing things and being scared of them, but he has plenty of stuff that he's scared of for like a moment. But a brief, fleeting moment. Ooh. Now we're getting somewhere in the pirates.
Yeah. I know, I will fully say, RZ, you have been much better about that. I know the first session, maybe 2, it was a little rough with that, but you definitely calmed down and have been sharing that a lot more, and I'm grateful for that, so thank you for your effort there.
Did I just...
Bonk all of them. Oh, yeah.
I placed a unit, and a bunch of like blood symbols popped up.
Oh, I have no idea.
Or it looked like a... Yeah, like I was going to place it, and oh no, they weren't blood symbols. They were trap symbols or something. Because it looked like a bunch of things took damage when I first placed the unit. I wonder if that's a one-time thing. I don't see them anymore.
Oh wait, that message was from you, Slitherite. Oh. I thought that was from Arzy because you had, I thought that was from Arzy because you both have the same color name, and I just kind of glanced over real fast. Well, if viewers are even noticing it, then it's a problem.
For what? Oh, that the Orem, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to not breathe too hard over here.
Yeah, what's the problem, old man?
Well, I don't want to interrupt the stream too much. I will probably play 1 or 2 more, and then we'll get on going.
Oh, gonna end for the night?
Well, we'll just go to something that's not VR.
Ah.
What are you noticing? What is it, Emerald? What are you noticing?
Oh. I was thinking about various tabletop systems I've played in, trying to figure out which one I like the best, and then of systems I've heard of, and which ones I would like to try next. And I just realized I can't remember any of the systems that I wanted to try. Like, I had a list of them, and then I deleted that list because I'm like, I'll remember.
Why do you think I keep the books?
Yeah, I was gonna say, never trust somebody with ADHD to remember something when they want to. It's when it's least applicable that they'll remember something.
Yeah. And it'll keep you up at night when you're trying to sleep because your brain's just like, you remember this one time? You could have said this instead.
Yeah, nope, that happens to me all the time. Like, almost literally.
You forgot about this thing or that thing. You could have done this instead. You could have brought that up.
Yeah. There's a person that I've been chatting with off and on who I met on Facebook dating, of all places. And I don't think they're necessarily looking for a relationship right now, but I'm always like, should I tell them I'm a furry? Will that make them not want to talk to me? It doesn't seem applicable right now because things aren't going very far. Should I tell them I'm a furry? That runs through my mind every time I talk to them, which is like once a week because they're busy with school. Because they're going to college right now. I forget what for. I know they told me. I feel bad. But then every time I think about it, I'm like, nah. If things get serious, then I'll tell them I'm a furry and see how they react.
You're a furry?
Yeah, I know. It's weird, right?
I thought you were just a tentacle clefairy.
No, I'm not a tentacle fairy. God, that is never going to get old, though.
No, it is not.
It took me all of my willpower not to crack up laughing at that.
Was that the first time they called you that?
Yes. Or at least that's the first time I can remember them actually saying it to my to me. Like, with me around. They might have said it before and I just can't remember, but it was the most impactful time they said it.
There better not be a damn rat around here. Real life. I heard scrabbling of claws.
Yeah, I hear scrabbling of claws all the time because there are animals in the walls.
Yeah. Well, I got a trap set up for it if it comes down to it.
They're in the walls, they're in the walls, they're in the walls, they're in the walls.
I don't like that bothers me. Just tear the walls up.
If I owned this house, I would be tearing down walls and just to freaking get everything out of there, and then rebuilding everything. Because there's a lot of stuff that needs like redone.
Oh yeah, just make sure you wear gas, like, you know, some sort of filter and protection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sadly, I
Why
don't
am
own
I-
the place, so can't do it.
Alas. Why are my fingies burnt? Because I'm tough. I hold them pots, dip my paws into boiling water, because that shit don't affect me much.
Oh, my hammerhead died. That's sad.
Your what died?
The pirate unit that I had placed. The hammerhead is a unit that does attacks 2 squares up and down from it. It's very useful. But ooh. Oh, when I placed the unit, the blunderbuster, it seems to do damage to things around it for some reason. Just
It's still in beta.
yeah. Well, I think it's maybe an intentional thing because it looks like it's setting up a trap or something. Because it only does it to enemies. It doesn't do it to allies. I have got "We Don't Talk About Bruno" stuck in my head.
My main goal with the Pokeroll or the Pokemon system, something that's simple enough for new players to get into and learn, but with enough customization options that are they're going to be optional rules, but enough of them to keep veterans happy. Because like I face with D&D, I have done just about everything you could do. I don't know what else I could possibly do in D&D 5e, aside from third-party content, but that's hit or miss on whether it's actually good. But I want to make, like, one thing I'm considering is adding feats. I don't know exactly what they would be, but feats like with, like D&D and such has. I don't think any of those will be something available at character creation, but it's something that you could spend your experience points on. Provided your DM allows that system. But those feats might be something like martial weapon training, basically. So you're more effective if you're wanting to do what Orem is doing and using weapons instead of moves, which Pokeroll is definitely not designed for you to be doing.
Yeah. Like, they did not design it with the intent of you actually using tools per se, like weapons, even though logic is like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon has logic, which is literally the more you have of that, the more you are like human-like, so you would be using tools and such, which it seems like they would have done something to make it so, here's some tools that you can use, some, options. But
I
didn't really do much with it.
With the health, that brings me to something else that I was contemplating. I'm kind of leaning towards, first off, base HP is not going to be a thing. We're just going to go through and be like, okay, this could be a starter Pokemon, that could not, etc. It's not going to be based on health. I'm thinking we'll go with these health levels, like what World of Darkness and Exalted have, where you have so many health levels where you are perfectly fine, and then as you go on, you get a -1 penalty, a -2 penalty, a -4 penalty, and then you're incapacitated.
Oh, I see. Alright, I've finished up with that. Time to turn VR off for the night.
I think that would work out as a better system overall for us, or for the Pokeroll or Pokemon game. We definitely need to come up with a name for it.
PMD alike.
Huh?
I said PMD alike because why not go generic?
Because it's not gonna be just Pokemon Mystery Dungeon in the end.
Yeah, it's mostly a joke. Mostly. 75% a joke. Long live Captain Rosim! I need so many more coins. Or doubloons, whatever they're called on here.
For ideas on the name? I mean, yeah, you could go ahead and do so. No promises, we'll use them, but... yeah, I'm all for asking around and seeing if anybody's got some neat ideas for that. But my main idea here is making this a community built project. Like, obviously, we're gonna have some people that are primarily leading it. Probably Rygon and I. RZ, you can definitely be heavily involved. I would welcome that. Kerr is also going to be one that will be involved on as a primary developer on this, because he, when it comes to the storyteller systems, he is the most knowledgeable person that I know. So, really should make use of his knowledge.
Yeah, Blunderbuss survived a long time compared to how low his health was. I need to find a system that doesn't have like set races, just like a general idea of what you can and can't like look like, and if that makes sense. Like, oh, you can look like a humanoid of any description, but you can't look undead or something like that, because I have so many characters I want to play that are just slightly too not humanoid to fit in with most of the general humanoids, or that are but are still humanoid in most of their appearance.
Ooh. You have an evolution change. Sure thing, Zebra. Let me go and get right on that. Lyndon, I don't believe is streaming at the moment, but Zim is. Here.
Hi.
Here's a shout out for you.
I am not streaming right now. No, I
Alright.
stopped playing games because I am quite tired, and I'm kind of just distracting myself from sleep at the moment.
Check them on out, Zebra. Alright, so I miss anything? Any juicy gossip while I was playing?
Nothing much. We were just going over ideas for the Pokemon system.
Oh, okay. Alright, so then what is your number one priority thing that you're going to try and change?
The first thing is the character creation.
Okay. I recall you
Um,
saying something like we just go through, figure out what's a starter, what's not a starter, right?
That's one thing that I'm going to be doing, yeah. But as far as making stats for the Pokemon goes, which by the way, I do have a programmer friend that I'm hoping to pester and get him to make a random Pokemon generator for you and other DMs to use.
Well, that would be lovely. It'll help me because then I won't have to just always go through stuff.
Yeah.
But I would probably then ask that we implement some of the random books that I have. That way we can maintain variety all in just one source instead of it just being like, oh, random Pokemon generator. Because if we just leave it at that, then I might as well stick with the one I've already got, which does the job fine.
Well, what I was thinking is I would have him actually write a little program that would generate. It would pull from its Pokedex entry and then give you all of some randomized stats that work for it and everything. As well as, because I noticed that you kind of ran into that of trying to figure out, okay, what does this thing have, what does it not have, etc.
Yeah, well, that's mostly because the decks aren't particularly helpful, so I'm having to come up with some of that stuff off the top of my head.
Yeah, so that's
like
what
the Zubats, for example. I wanted them to be more evasive, but everything else was kind of left to the wayside because I didn't figure it was going to be important.
Yeah, that's one thing that it would come up with. And RZ, I do have intentions of putting in kind of like what Fire Red and Leaf Green had in their Pokedexes, where they actually had, this Pokemon is most often found in this sort of region, this sort of biome. And so with the little bot, if I can get my programmer friend to write it, it will be a similar setup there, where you can be like, okay, they are in a mountain. We need we need Pokemon that live in the mountains.
Yeah.
So that is one thing that I've already got in mind for dealing with.
I like that idea.
My goal is always to make it as easy on the DMs to run as possible. Obviously, I can't take away all of their busy work, but hopefully I can at least make it easier. Because DMs have a very hard job. They deserve to get a break.
Yeah, tell me about it. Sure thing, Zebra. I will be sure to tend to my little nubby. Thank you so much for coming by the stream, Zebra. It was awesome having you here. Sorry that there wasn't too much interaction on my end since I was playing a pretty action-oriented game and then we're just kind of having some chat afterwards. But thank you for coming on by. You have yourself a good rest, okay? And I'll probably be ending the stream here soonish. I might be in call, but I might end soonish. Mostly because I just can't think of anything else to do at the moment.
That's fair. Well, we can just sit here and chat about ideas for the Pokeball or the Pokemon system.
Well, I suppose one of the things I can ask you, like, when it comes to the general experience, what have you found to be the biggest stumbling point from me as DM? And that's not to say, like, oh, you're bad at roleplay. I don't mean that kind of stuff. I mean mechanically.
Mechanically,
Good thing, Christoph. See ya.
Oh, sure thing, Jaffer. One sec. Aww. That is adorable, Jaffer. And yes, very nice shirt. All right, Chris, sleep well. But
Oh, Jennifer.
to answer your question, I think the biggest stumbling block is something that we're all facing, is figuring out the intention of the rules and how they're supposed to be used.
Any
Like
rules in
with
particular that come to mind?
the multi-attack. The multi-action thing.
Yeah, tell me about it.
That
Although I figured we did come to a bit of a consensus. It's just one of those things where you call it during your turn, you take it after the whole round is gone. Although it still is weird with certain moves, from what I recall.
Well, for that, it's the advantage for some moves, like the ones that let you, like Bullet Seed. The whole intention there is that they get to then surpass, and you get to make all of those attacks in your turn. But in my opinion, the rules are incredibly poorly written for how that all works.
Yeah.
Like, we did come to a consensus, but the rules as written are so convoluted and confusing that we had to come up with, okay, I guess this is how it's supposed to work, or at least this is how we're going to do it. And that's something that I would very much like to fix. And that is adorable, Jaffer. I am so happy about that. So basically, Jaffer's got his little baby laying on his, or had, laying on him asleep, apparently for an hour, and it was, he was wearing one of my merchandise shirts. The Marten
awesome.
Talkie and Talkie Network. But yeah, it's poor grammar, a lot of grammar issues with the Pokeroll book, which that is possible that we'll run into that too. Like, nobody's perfect, but I definitely feel like at the least, if we do come across it with a wiki, okay, go and edit the post. And there, it's updated and fixed.
Mm-hmm.
It's why I want to go with it, because, yeah, PDFs are a lot are more eternal. They, like, you know, people can distribute PDFs a lot easier, but a wiki, functionality-wise, works better.
I'm reading an interesting little thing here.
I mean, Jaffer, you can absolutely sign her up anytime for her own Marten phone. However, you would be responsible for the contract yourself, and making sure she holds to it until she comes of age.
I'm taking a look at a little thing called the Epicurean paradox. It's an argument of whether or not God should exist. It's kind of interesting. I'm not going to mention much more of it on stream, but it's interesting.
Huh.
There's a reason I shouldn't exist.
Say again?
Bad joke. You said whether God should exist, and I'm just like, I shouldn't exist for some reason.
It's not that kind of paradox.
It's just a joke because my name is Demon God Linden.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, but you are just but one.
I am one of many.
But I am excited to get to work on this. It is definitely going to be I know one of my big hurdles with it is going to be sticking with and actually getting it done. Losing motivation. Because there is just so much that's going to need to be done with over 1,000 Pokemon by the time we get to it. I don't know how many Pokemon they're adding with the latest releases, but yeah. But I'm well aware of that, and that's why I'm also bringing in, you, Rhydon, as well as Kerr, and RZ, and whoever else we can get to help out.
There's probably not enough time to get this big chest.
Just get that chest.
Yeah, it's one of the captain's chests. There's only 4 minutes and 14 seconds to get it. And I can't move any of my unit.
Another thing that I definitely want to change, or at least clarify the ruling on, is the clash and evasion systems.
Okay.
I definitely don't. I definitely don't mind them. However, I don't like the fact that it's okay. You can either have a penalty on your turn and possibly negate this attack or resist it or such, or you can just take the hit and then actually get a turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those do feel like they should be separate.
Like, I understand with the multi-action having penalties, but when it comes to something that should be normal part of combat, you shouldn't have to make that kind of choice. Not to mention, if you actually do something on your turn, and then it goes to the other, and then they try to hit you with something, you're at a disadvantage for clashing or evading. I'm feeling like adding an AC system to it. Which I personally think that would make it easier for calculating things. They need this many successes to actually hit you. I I do like the idea of the clash system, but I've also never seen a game that really had something like they've got. So it's hard to look at another system that has something that works and adjust it to fit for this. Jaffer, what are you going on about now? I will definitely say I want to do as little work as possible, so I am a-okay with keeping as much as possible.
Which I think we're gonna have to, honestly.
Yeah. But part of why I want to get it going as soon as possible is because of the, it's easier for us to implement changes, especially with character creation, now, rather than waiting till down the road where it's like, well, I've spent points here, 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 and here, blah, 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 etc., etc. So it's going to be a priority to get at least a baseline system working within the next couple of weeks for me. Which, well, that's something I can easily stream. Not sure if anybody would actually come by, but at the least...
I don't know. From what you tell me people do, and then I do it, and then they don't. So you tell me.
What are you talking about?
I have no idea. I haven't been listening.
Oh.
I assumed you were talking about doing poker roll session, like how you're creating it on stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm saying I've done some stuff like that before, but generally the audience isn't good. But that's a joke against myself because usually my audience aren't that great to begin with.
Oh, fair.
Yeah.
Green Pirates is ready.
Thank you. How much time is left on Stream Raiders?
That I don't know. I have not had Stream Raiders up this time because I am barely able to focus on one thing.
Oh yeah, Slitherite. Absolutely realistic. Not to mention this is water going at a pressure that is strong enough to strip rust off of metal. Definitely makes great sense.
Don't think logically. Think the power of fun.
I do hope that I can get Charum and his group in on this as well. Because having another group that playtests for us will definitely be helpful. Yeah. And Jaffer, I do like that idea of making evade part. Like, I'm a fan of the idea of armor, personally. I like the idea of Jet going around in probably not full plate armor, but, some substantial armor. I like that idea. So I don't want to make the AC just evasion, but I do want to have something in that realm. How you see Pokeroll's multi-action. Pokeroll is designed for mainline Pokemon, so 1v1 combat. How they
Mhm.
intended is everyone declares what they want to do first, then they decide if they react to the opponent, and after all planning is done, you actually resolve the turn, and only now the Pokemon actually move how it was planned. Yeah, it's not a bad system for trainers. It's a bad system for Mystery Dungeon, though. Which is why my primary goal is making a system built from the ground up with Mystery Dungeon in mind, and then figuring out how to adapt it for trainer systems. Because if you, or honestly, we may never even bother going with a trainer system at all. Because if you want a trainer system, well, it's something that if I do, it'll be after the Mystery Dungeon side is as complete as I think I can get it.
Well, what I mean is I would rather there be no trainer system, so that way all mechanics are solely dedicated towards the Mystery Dungeon and the encounters therein. Trying to, even as an afterthought, hodgepodge it, it's just not going to feel good and it's going to taste bitter. Like, we've already got a system that's good for trainers. Let's just have a system that's good for a Mystery Dungeon.
Fair. It's just one of those things that I am bouncing around the idea of. If I do that, though, it will be it'll kind of wind up as two individual systems, honestly, if I do that. Where it's like, these are the rules for trainers. This is the rule for Mystery Dungeon. But that would be basically me making that's something that if I decide to do it, it'll be probably a year from now, and after we've finished with this Mystery Dungeon setup. But yeah, I'm not that concerned with it because there are plenty of options out there if you want to play a trainer.
Yeah, plenty. Mystery Dungeon folks gotta have their time in the sun. But I do agree with something that you had stated earlier, which was just straight up items.
Yeah.
I need items here. How am I supposed to know how a rope interacts, or
One sec, things broke.
Potions or stuff?
Breaking a lot.
Yeah, I know it keeps breaking. I'm sorry, everybody. I don't know why. But... And my VTuber model broke as well.
No.
I know, Sirio, but it's nice to have those kinds of rulings in the system itself instead of having to come up with them on the spot. Plus, like, if players are wanting to go and learn how to, or go and purchase stuff, it would be nice to have that all set up. Ow. You like dodge and clash. You keep them to one evade and attack all or nothing. and the other to reduce damage of an attack by clashing it and possibly counterattacking.
The heck is that? Oh, are people hitting you with Pokeballs?
Yeah. Or one
they're not
person
hitting you with
is.
Pokeballs. Wait. I'm not being abused. Wait.
Duke.
Alright, New Pirates is up. Well, too bad, you can't have me. Did it break again already? Oh my god. Well, I guess this is where I'm gonna have to just call it for the evening, because apparently the
Okay.
stream is just not going to let me continue playing.
Okay. You have yourself a good night then.
I mean, I guess we could just sit here and chat and stuff, but we will also be going over this stuff tomorrow. So if you guys want some input on this, I will be making a Google Docs to begin with. Something to just have until I get the website going. And so people can give input on what they think of things. And again, I'm not going to be able to make a system that everybody loves. It's just impossible. But I'm going for a system that is going to be fun. That's my goal. And something that works and is well explained. Let me make sure, because I've been needing to send off data on this problem. Okay, I do have that downloaded. So we'll go ahead and go do that and do the report on it. My audio is going to break on me. So, should probably get that out of the way. Or is it?
I believe I'm going to head to sleep so I can get a
Okay.
little bit of sleep. So
Sleep
y'all have a
well.
Good night.
You as
Have a
well.
Good night. Bye. I'll probably be heading off to bed here soonish too. But what I think I'll do first is I'll end the stream up because we're at a really slow time of the night and I think I'm ready for that. So thank you all for coming around. It's been a pleasure seeing you. I'm glad I got the VR stuff to work and I'm glad we had some fun with a bunch of random ass games. This is Rygon, currently in Umbreon, signing off. Bye-bye.
And for those over here, thank you all so much for joining. I will, I'll do the stream raiders and such later. Unfortunately, things are just breaking and I can't do much about that. But thank you so much for joining me today for the streams. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, and more. There on the website, as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, donators, and subscribers. It is because of your support that I'm able to continue bringing these streams to you all. I really cannot do this without your guys' help and support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by simply sharing the stream around, as well as grabbing some packs through stream loots. But for now, thank you so much for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.